Welcome to the Via Stoica Podcast. This is the Stoic Quote series, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. And this is really meant for us to look at the quotes, see how we can interpret them, see what the application to our life can be, how they influenced myself or maybe they influenced you. And if they have, then please leave a comment. Let us know what they did to you, because we definitely want to know about that. And please, subscribe and rate this podcast. That really helps us reach a wider audience. So thank you for doing that. Today's quote is going to come from Epictetus from the Discourses 24. It's book 3, 24, 87. In some translations, it's book 4, the first one of book 4. But I've got the Everyman translation, and it's book 24 here. And it's at the very end. There's a quote that I like. It has a little bit of a morbid undertone, but it's really focused on gratitude and on attachment. So the quote goes to this: "What harm is there while you are kissing your child to softly say, 'Tomorrow you will die'?" These are the things that sometimes give Stoicism a bad rap because it's so straight to the point. It can be harsh. It can be a bit difficult to really understand and comprehend. But still, there is a lot of value to this, right? And there's another translation. "Can there be any harm in murmuring in an undertone as you kiss your child, 'Tomorrow you will die'?" And the same goes for your friend. The same you can do to your family. This comes from a discourse where it's on attachments, right? Where we have to see how attached we are to the things around us. The title of it is, in this translation, "On the Necessity of Not Being Attached to Things That Are Not Up to Us," right? Again, there's this continuous message from Epictetus. Things that aren't under control, things that are up to us and not up to us. And this is a real focus, a lesson on if we want to live a free, good life, then we must make sure that we are not too attached to the things that are not up to us, right? We have to look at our friends, our family, our loved ones for who they are, what they are. They're mortals, right? It's going to happen whether, with the death, it's either I'm going to die first or you're going to die first or we'll die at the same time. Those are the three things that will happen in our lives. Death is a fact and it is part of it. But it can also show us how good life is, right? So we have to learn to have a good relationship with those people around us, not to get too attached to them. Because if we lend our good life to their existence, to them being with us, then if they fall away, which can happen at any instant, our lives is going to be miserable. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to be in grief, that they're not going to feel sad about it, right? That's a natural state as well. But we can then already deal with it in a far better way. We can give the grief its place. We can give it in moderation. We can use it. We can apply it and feel it in its due course. We can continue to live on, because at the end of the day, that's also something that we are deserving of, that we can have this life. So it's about getting the right attachments to other people, of basically not to be attached to other people. And the good thing about this reminder, because it is kind of twofold, the good thing about this reminder is that when you realize that the people around you are mortals, that they can go away, you also realize that you have limited time with them, right? We don't have the everlasting time that we have with the people around us. And it's an interesting part in the Guide to the Good Life, where he talks about this quote. William Irvine does. And he shows that this is really a sense of urgency to live, to use the moments that we have with our loved ones. He uses an example of two fathers, right? One who goes out to work every day, hard, long days, doesn't really spend time with his family because he knows that he's providing for them and he will get this time later. But who knows whether that time is a given. And then there's another example of parents who do spend the time they can with the children. You have to work, but when you have the time, you spend it with them consciously and you spend it with them purposefully. And then if something were to happen, you wouldn't look back and say, "I wish I'd spend more time with them." This goes the same with the loved ones that we have. We need to spend the time, the attention. We need to give people the attention when we are there. Simone Weil said, "Attention is love." A lot of the times we spend time with other people while we are looking on our phones, while we are distracted. We are not spending the time with them. We're spending the time next to them. There's a big difference. And this is the sense of urgency that Epictetus is calling here. Don't be attached to them. but be with them when they are here. Appreciate them when they are here, when they are with you. Spend time with them, real time, not just superficial time. Spend time with them. And that's what the key is about this quote. When we say goodbye to our loved ones, we say, I'm saying goodbye to a mortal person. I might not know if I see them again. So then make sure that when you do have the time, you spend it purposeful with them and really appreciate the time. Have some gratitude in the moment. And when we have that gratitude, and if something were to happen, right? No, we're not asking these things to happen, but we are reminding ourselves that they are possible. And because they are possible, we need to be able to see it for what it is. We need to acknowledge the nature of the people around us, of the things that we have. Maybe we find our possessions so prized that we can't live without them. Your car, if you have such a precious car, but you can't sleep because you think about it being scratched or being stolen, then that item has too much power over you. You're too attached to it, and your peace of mind will be lost. Maybe it's better to sell the car and find something that's cheaper, that doesn't cause you as much worry. Does that mean that you can't have nice things? Yeah, you can have nice things if you don't have to, pay for it in other ways, right? If you can afford a nice car, please go ahead and buy it. If that's within your financial realm, do it. But if you find yourself being awake at night and not being able to use it for what it is, and why do you need it? Because then you are too attached to it in not the right sense. So think about these things that you are attached to. First, make sure you understand what they are, that they do have a limit on time that you get to spend with them. So remove that attachment, and then be grateful for when you have them. Use them, be with them, give them your attention. That's really what this is about, right? In the moment, that's when we've got to live. Don't look back and say, I wish I'd spent all this time with this person. No, do it. Go do it right now. That's that reminder. So that's why Epictetus says, when you lay your child goodbye, softly kiss. When you kiss your child goodnight, softly whisper, tomorrow you will die. Do the same thing with other people. And even the same with yourself. When you go to bed tonight, it's like, who knows whether I'm going to wake up tomorrow? So you can live your day with full purpose and with full attention. Now, this was a good quote. I really enjoyed it. It really has helped me to look at my life differently, to be more grateful, to be more purposeful in life, even with this recording here. And even when I speak to the coaching clients or just with people around me, to really focus and give that attention to the people and the moment around me. That's something that has really changed my life. It has given me far more gratitude, and it's given me far more purpose in doing the things that I feel I should be doing, but also removing those attachments, making sure people have listened to the podcast. I've lived in Dubai, I've had my stuff, and I've sold everything when I left there because I realized that they weren't adding value to my life. They were taking time and precious mental power away from me. So again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments about this quote, please let us know. Also subscribe and rate. We thank you for listening. If you want to read some more quotes, go to viastoica.com. There's hundreds of quotes. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Cicero, Michel de Montaigne. They're all there referenced. They're the separate page, or go look, see them. If you want to find a way to deal with this better, with attachments, with gratitude, book a free consultation to talk to any of our coaches. We can see how we can help you, maybe some coaching or maybe some other ways. And keep listening to the podcast. We have regular episodes on Tuesday and these on Friday where we talk about the quotes. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and we'll hope to see you next one.